Zhu Yuan week is approaching and it's time to prepare for her. Zhu Yuan is one of my most anticipated characters coming in Zenless Zone Zero, and I can't wait until we finally get our hands on her because I'm super excited to play her again. I had a blast learning her within Closed Beta 3 and getting a chance to play her again within the Chapter 2 interlude. Zhu Yuan is bringing such an exciting gameplay within Zenless Zone Zero, and she's finally our second ether unit being added to the game. I know a lot of you guys are just like me and are very excited for her release, and I want to provide you guys a lot of content leading up to her release as well as after her release because I want to show you guys how strong and fun this character truly is. And so I already started recently with talking about the big change that she just recently got within the release of the game, and as well as we're going to be talking about why you guys should be pulling for her, or at least letting you know more information to show you guys how viable this character will be once she releases next week. And to get this started for you guys to easily understand why this character will be so valuable, let's talk about how she's going to be one of the best DPSs in the game. Yes, Zhu Yuan right beside Ellen is going to be one of the strongest pure DPSs to be coming to Zenless Zone Zero, and there is no debate about it. If you guys have seen any of her damage that she was doing within CPT 3, as well as some of the stuff that people were able to pull off with just messing with her within Chapter 2 interlude and reading her kit, you know that this character will be cranking out a lot of damage and doing it really fast. There is no character that has a toolkit like her where she's able to outmaneuver every enemy on the field and continuously dumping DPS while doing so, as well as switching between two different modes from assault and suppression, maximizing her damage and doing insane corruption damage to enemies. If you guys haven't looked into corruption, which I wouldn't be surprised since we don't have any other ether unit besides Nicole, ether causes a corruption effect where essentially it causes a really insane DOT damage spike where it happens very irregularly. It's not consistent like a burn, but when it does, its DOT damage spikes. They are really big jumps, even to the point where it's doing chunks of damage, kind of similar to how physical anomaly units when they trigger assault. This means that in comparison to any other damage unit in the game, Zhu Yuan's damage potential is going to be insane, especially when she's paired up with her premium partner currently, Nicole. Nicole is going to be giving her an ether damage buff, which I believe is about 25% or 35%. I can't exactly remember, but she's going to be doing a hefty amount of damage playing with her, as well as that them two being together is going to be easily triggering corruption. And then we have a character like Ambi on her team, which again, this is her free-to-play team, but with her buff, she's going to be able to work with many other teams now. She's going to be able to get a feel of triggering disorder with this free-to-play comp, and it's going to make her seem really good with just some free-to-play units at her disposal. To draw a comparison of this, we have this character sitting at the second best DPS in the game, right behind Ellen, and Ellen already has her premium team available. Of course, there will be units in the future that will probably enhance how strong Ellen will be down the line, but if there is somebody that has their desired team at the moment in the game, Ellen is that unit. But with Zhu Yuan coming out at 1.0 and her being the only public security character as well as the second ether character coming into the game, she barely has anybody to work with to truly show her full potential within the game. So that means at some point she's probably going to be even better than Ellen once we start getting her true team comp coming within later down the road for Zenless Zone Zero. I just want you guys to honestly sit there and think about it, that's actually pretty insane for her to already be this strong and she doesn't even have her desired team yet. I can only imagine the future of Zhu Yuan once we get the characters that she truly needs and wants to build around, because she's probably going to be cranking out insane damage and she's already doing that now. But not only that, she's just super fun to play. I don't think there's really any character outside of Ellen that is as fun as Zhu Yuan, because her and Ellen are truly showing where the combat of the game can truly go. I believe we'll see even more in that once 1.1 come out with other units, not only with limited banner characters, but with every other character is going to be coming out in the future, because as we progressively go down the road with ZZZ, and not only with the characters but the enemies within the game, you see the developers are already learning new ways to make characters a lot more interesting, to add more to their toolkits, to add more to the in-game content and stuff for us to do within the game. So only up from now that we're going to get more expansive and more expressive with characters, allowing us to have a lot more fun. And Zhu Yuan, in my opinion, is one of the first few characters to truly show that, and that is one of the reasons why I can't wait to play her next week. But not only should you pull her because of her fun playstyle and because of how strong of a DPS she will be, she is going to be one of the few units that's actually going to be pretty future-proof for the next few patches. If you guys are new to gacha games and you don't know what future-proof means, this essentially means that when you invest into a character, how long will they last before they get power crept? And normally power crept comes in between when another character comes in to replace replace them, or when there's other teams that essentially are able to function and simulate what they do but better. And with Zhu Yuan, all of the future units coming within 1.1 with Qingyi, Seth, with Jane Doe, all of these characters are public security characters, and they are overall going to be enhancing their experience with playing with Zhu Yuan. But since that Zhu Yuan is attacker, I'm more than likely going to guess that all 3 of those units are not going to be attack units. My guess is that they're going to be filling the other roles within the game, and they're going to be some form of element that's going to be able to work with her and allow us to pair together even more teams than we currently have at Zhu Yuan's disposal. We did see in the story mode with Qingyi using electricity, so my guess is that she's going to be somewhere aligned of either being with electric stunner or maybe an electric anomaly unit, and either one of those will pair really good with Zhu Yuan, because then you can add other units onto your team, like having electric support with Reina, or even pairing with electric unit with Grace, or just being an electric unit, having Zhu Yuan and having Nicole on the team to pair with Zhu Yuan to provide her that extra ether damage. Whatever things they're going to be adding with these other 3 units coming to the game, it only expands upon Zhu Yuan's value, because she's going to be able to build more and more new teams together, not only with just those 3 as a core, but being able to mix and match and create different either mono teams or disorder teams to make her a more valuable unit than she already is. And then, like I mentioned before, with the buff that they provided to her additional ability, allowing her to work with any unit as long as they are a support unit or part of her faction, she already has a lot more teams at her disposal now in comparison to what she had within closed beta 3, and that's already a big change for her moving forward in the release of 1.0. I think already right there, knowing that she's going to be as strong of a DPS as she is, she's going to have such a fun playstyle, as well as she's seemingly that she's going to be pretty future proof for the next few patches, that this truly shows that this character is going to have some really strong value in the long run. And not only for the things I've already listed before, but also because she's going to help you clear in-game unit really easily. If you are somebody that didn't pull for Ellen, I highly suggest you to pull for Zhu Yuan, because if you guys have not been playing Shiryu Defense, if you have not cleared the first 10 nodes of it, you guys are going to be in a kind of a rude awakening. When you get to the new 7 nodes of Shiryu Defense after clearing the first 10, these are going to be the ones that's going to be refreshing at the end of every month. And what this means is that this is going to be the primary end game that we're going to be focusing on. And a lot of times with this, it's probably going to be pretty similar to HSR, where that whenever we get a new one, it's going to be more so built around and dedicated to the new units coming within that specific patch. So within this patch, this primary refreshable Shiryu Defense is focused on ice units and ether units. And as I mentioned before, we only have 2 ether units within the game. So if you don't pull Zhu Yuan to build an ether team, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you to clear. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to clear it all, because you can definitely build units and play the game at a very high level in order to still get these clears. But to make your clear times a lot easier for yourself, pulling a character like Ellen or Zhu Yuan will be a lot more effective for you and make things a lot more easier in the long run, especially if you're aiming to get good clears, because more than likely by the time we get towards the end of the month, the people that pull for Ellen and Zhu Yuan, they're going to be able to get really effective clears and get all the rewards that they can from this. But for a good much of us, even myself, we're probably going to be able to barely scrape past it just to get our first initial clears done, to get the little bit of rewards that we can, and then build towards the future for the next few months in order to get better clears and improve at the game and so on and so forth. But yeah, Zhu Yuan has a lot of value coming into ZZZ with her banner coming up. Again, she's going to be one of the strongest DPSs in the game with a super fun playstyle. She's going to be pretty future proof, with 3 new units being a part of her faction coming in within 1.1, as well as she's going to be helping us be able to clear in-game content, at least starting from 1.0 and possibly further on into the future, especially if we have either element come up again, or if we have a disorder comp paired with her that is going to allow us to destroy enemies within Shiryu Defense. That's all I have for you guys. Hopefully this video was extremely helpful to let you guys know if you should be pulling for Zhu Yuan or not. You aren't forced to get her if you want to invest and save up for units in the future, but if you're looking for a strong ether unit, or if you're looking for a strong attack to invest into, Zhu Yuan is definitely going to be a worthwhile unit that you should be pulling next week. I hope you guys have been enjoying the content. I've been having a lot of fun making these videos, so I hope you guys are noticing, and I very much appreciate all the support. Remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and always remember to believe in you that believes in yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one.